Happy Sunday. I am Marvette, your dissertation coach, helping you to write and finish your critical qualitative dissertation. This is going to be quick as always because I'm tired, y'all. I've been talking for the past 3 hours straight. And if you know me, you know I am a big introvert, and that is a lot of talking, especially on a Sunday. But I had some calls today, so that is why. But today I'm going to be talking about 3 reasons why it's so difficult for you to finish your literature review. So many of you may be working on your literature review, maybe you're just thinking about writing in general as it relates to your dissertation and having a hard time sitting down and actually writing words on a page for your literature review or your dissertation. You might have no problem writing out yourself like a schedule. You may have no problem, I don't know, planning out things or setting goals for yourself. But for whatever reason, when you sit down, you're not writing. Maybe you start and you get distracted by writing some emails. Maybe you go take a scroll on like Instagram or Facebook, but you look up and you've been quote unquote working or at your laptop or your computer for hours and hours, but you don't have any pages in your literature review to show for it. And I'm going to be talking about 3 big reasons that I've seen with myself and that I've seen with my clients. A lot of people will tell me that they're frustrated because to them, like a literature review is just like another paper that you would write in class or another like assignment that you would have, and they don't understand why, you get to your dissertation or your comps or whatever, and it just becomes more difficult. And why you can't, like you're printing out articles. I've seen people like carrying around bags and bags of books, and they're doing all the reading and spending all the time doing the reading, but they're not writing. And so actually that's excuse me, actually that's reason number 1, that you're reading too much and not doing enough writing. And you probably heard the feedback that you just need to keep reading more and reading more so that you can define your topic and be clear on what your project is going to be about. And so you've been doing that. You've gotten all the articles. Like I remember excuse me, I remember when I was starting my literature review, I had like folders and folders on my laptop of articles. Like I would spend hours and hours looking up articles and book titles and dissertations, and I would keep them on my laptop and on my Google Drive, and I would spend so much time just reading them and have pages and pages of notes. But for whatever reason, when it came down to writing, I couldn't write. Even though I had all these notes. My voice is going out, I guess, from all the talking. But yeah, I had all like all these pages of notes, and maybe you can relate. Maybe you have like Google Docs, or maybe you have Evernote or OneDrive, just all these documents of notes you've been taking on all these articles you've been reading, and you have all this knowledge. And if somebody asked you a question about your topic, you could probably talk to them for days about it, and it's not translating in the writing. So that's one reason. It's because you're reading too much and you haven't figured out a way to write. The second piece connected to that is maybe you can write a little bit. So for the longest, I had like 1 page written on my literature review, and I felt really good about that page. But then after I wrote that 1 page, I didn't show back up to work on my literature review for like weeks. And the second thing is consistency. Like not only consistently showing up to do work or write, because again, you've probably been doing that. You've been doing that for your whole program. Maybe you have even a group that you do work with. Maybe y'all meet at a coffee shop or Panera or something. My place was Starbucks. And maybe y'all are good like holding each other accountable to meet at a certain place and holding each other accountable to do work. There's something missing about holding each other accountable to write actual pages, because you feel like I got writer's block, I don't know what to say, and you don't want to waste your time, and what if you like miss something? And so then you go back to reading, which then feeds back into reason number 1. You're like, I just need to read some more, because clearly if I can't figure out what to say, then that means I don't know enough and I didn't read enough, which then gets you back until you just read, and you're not actually writing. And really, what's behind this is reason number 3, which is perfectionism. When you go to write, you're like, how can I make sure this sounds exactly the way I'm thinking about it in my head? Or how can I write this so that it will save me time in the back end so I don't have to come and edit, or save me time with, like fixing mistakes later. And you just get bogged down in trying to make it perfect. So reason number 3 is you get stuck in perfectionism. You want it to be good. Like, you care about your dissertation, you care about your literature review. Hello. And you care about it, but it's not like translating. You can't put the words on the actual paper because you don't want to mess it up. So if any of this sounds familiar, if any of this is like, yep, this is me, I want to invite you to join me on this Saturday, July 27th at 11 a.m. Central. I'm going to be talking about all things literature review, more reasons of what's holding you back, and exactly what you need to do, my simple 21-day process from taking you to being overwhelmed with this whole literature review to actually writing your first 15 pages of your literature review. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, type WRITE, WRITE, in the comments, and I will be sure to send you that information. That's all I have today. I'm going to post this for people to view. And again, let me know if you're interested in the workshop. Have a good Sunday.